Most urban legends are harmless stories, tales told in the dark to scare children, warnings whispered to keep us cautious. But every once in a while, a legend refuses to stay a story. Urban legends are shadows. They stretch across countries. They change shape depending on who tells them. But they always leave behind one thing: fear. The stories we're about to explore aren't just folklore. They come with witnesses, police reports, people who swear they've lived them. We'll begin with a man whose grotesque grin haunts empty streets, and end with a figure whose whistle is set to signal your final moments. Turn off the lights. And remember, legends don't spread because they're false. They spread because someone swore they were real. Number 4. It starts with a walk, late at night, alone. You hear nothing at first, just the wind, maybe a car in the distance, and then you see him. A man standing under the dim glow of a streetlight. His body stiff, his movements strange, and on his face a smile, wide, frozen. This is the legend of the Smiling Man. The most famous account appeared in 2012 on an internet forum. A man described being stalked by a stranger during a late-night walk. The stranger's gait was unnatural, almost puppet-like. At times, he danced, jerking his legs and arms as if mocking human movement. Every time the witness stopped, the man stopped too. Every time he moved, the Smiling Man mirrored him. And through it all, that grin never wavered. Eventually, the smiling stranger sprinted toward him, not walking, not running, but charging. Head tilted, smile stretching. At the last second, he veered away and disappeared into the dark. Skeptics say it was a drunk or a lunatic. But why then are there hundreds of reports like it? From different cities, different years, always the same description. Tall, lanky, jerky movements, and that smile. Some believe the Smiling Man is more than human. A predator that feeds on fear. A demon that follows people alone at night. Not to kill, but to enjoy the chase. So next time you're walking home and you see someone smiling too wide, don't wait for him to follow, because by then, it's already too late. Number 3. It begins with a knock, gentle, rhythmic. The kind of knock that says, "Please let me in." You open the door. 2 children stand outside, pale, dressed in simple clothes. They ask for help, a ride home, a glass of water. At first you think it's harmless, until you see their eyes, completely black. This is the legend of the black-eyed children. The earliest modern account came in the 1990s from journalist Brian Bethel. He claimed 2 boys approached him while he sat in his chair at night. They spoke politely, asking for a ride, but something about them felt wrong. Their tone was flat, their presence heavy. Then he saw their eyes, empty black voids. Panic consumed him. He drove off, heart pounding. Later he learned that others across the world had seen the same thing. Children with dark, lifeless eyes, always asking to be let inside. Witnesses describe overwhelming dread in their presence. Pets grow violent, lights flicker, electronics fail. Some claim that anyone foolish enough to let them in never comes out again. Who are they? Demons in disguise? Alien-human hybrids? Or spirits of children who died violently, forever cursed to wander? Theories vary, but one detail never changes. They can't enter unless you allow them. They need permission. So next time you hear a knock at midnight and a child's voice asks to come in, remember, not every child at your door is human. Number 2. It crouches in the shadows. Its skin pale as bone. Its limbs stretched too long. Its claws sharp enough to tear. This is the rake. The rake began as an internet legend in the early 2000s. Descriptions varied, but one detail was constant. A hairless, humanoid creature with empty black eyes, crouching at the foot of people's beds while they slept. Victims reported waking to see it staring at them. Sometimes it whispered. Other times it screamed so loud their ears bled. And in every story, the rake left scars. Physical scratches. Psychological trauma. Skeptics dismissed it as creepypasta, a story invented for the internet. But then came the sightings. In different states and different countries, grainy footage showed a pale, contoured figure crawling across roads, forests, and even inside basements. One video captured a hunched, humanoid thing sprinting on all fours toward the cameraman before the footage cut off. Were they hoaxes? Maybe, but too many accounts matched. Too many people swore they woke up to see the same thing crouched in their room, breathing softly. The rake may be fiction, but if it isn't, then somewhere out there, something waits for the night. And if you feel something watching you from the corner of your room, don't look, because if you do, it might be the last thing you see. Number 1. In Venezuela and Colombia, there is a legend so feared, entire families refuse to travel at night. They call him El Silbón, the Whistler. According to legend, he was once a spoiled boy who murdered his father. For his crime, he was cursed to wander forever, carrying a sack filled with his father's bones. At night, people say you can hear him whistling a haunting tune. But here's the detail that terrifies even the bravest. If his whistle sounds close, you're safe. But if it sounds far away, he's standing right behind you. He's described as a towering skeletal figure, stretching taller than any man. His shadow moves unnaturally in the distance. His whistle echoes in ways that shouldn't be possible. Travelers have vanished in regions where people swore they heard it. Families claim those who encounter him die days later, their bones added to his sack. Skeptics call it folklore, a tale invented to scare children into obedience. But how do you explain the reports, the consistent accounts over centuries? El Silbón doesn't just kill, he collects. And every bone he carries was once a person who thought the whistle was only a story. Urban legends are supposed to be myths, but some refuse to stay buried. A smiling man who stalks late-night streets, children whose black eyes reveal their true nature, a pale monster that crouches at your bedside, and a whistling figure whose sound is a death sentence. Maybe these are just stories, but stories don't spread without a reason. They spread because someone, somewhere, swore it was real. So the next time you hear footsteps behind you, a knock at midnight, or a whistle drifting through the dark, don't ignore it, because the scariest legends are the ones that are true.